Welcome back, students. So in this lecture, we load our GeoJSON data into our web map. And in order to do so, we use another extension in Leaflet called Ajax. Though Ajax is a jQuery function, and later we'll use the Ajax to make a data request to our server, and we'll handle the data request from the server through Ajax. But Leaflet has an Ajax extension that can be used to load the data from a data directory. So let's do that. First, let's add the extension to our map. So let's go to the official website of Leaflet. And in the plugins, I will search for Ajax. Leaflet Ajax. It's this one. So I'll open that. And after that, I will see that you can define like l.geojson.ajax, and after that your geojson file and your data type. So as there is no external link, so we need to download this whole chunk of code. So I'll download the zip folder. I'll open the directory. I'll copy it and I'll paste it into our first web map plugins here. And I'll create a folder for Ajax. I will extract it. Extract here. This one here. I will be needing this leaflet.ajax.js file and nothing else. So I'll copy this on. I'll come here and I will paste it here. The leaflet.ajax.js file. And after that, I will be deleting this to directory. And in our Sublime text, let's add that. Repeat source plugins Ajax, and after that leaflet.ajax.js. Leaflet.ajax.js. Okay. And now we need some data. So let's create a folder here. And I'll keep all the data inside this folder. Let's copy some data maybe. The data that we exported as GeoJSON. So let's copy that. Next GeoJSON, these three GeoJSON. I will copy that and paste it into our data directory. Okay. And now we'll load the data. So let's load it here. And I will give it a comment that data loading. Data loading operations. Okay. The first data that we'll load is val. It's a point feature. Val. So let's open our QGIS maybe. And it will take some time to open the QGIS. In the meantime, let's see how we can use this Ajax request. So it is saying that you need to make l.geojson.ajax request. After that, you need to paste your GeoJSON. Okay. Actually, there is an error here that the GeoJSON must be in capital letter, like Geo in small and JSON in capital letter. But here SON is in small letter. But the developer has not fixed it yet. Maybe he will later. So we'll use the corrected ones. Okay, let's load the data to see how is our data structure. So this is our val, and this is our data. Okay. If you open we'll see that table later. Okay, so let's load our val, and I will define a JavaScript variable called var valves. Okay, and I will call L capital dot geojson dot ajax. So this is the default call l.geojson.ajax. After that, I give the URL where the data is. So our data is in our data directory. Okay, so I'll just give data, and after that slash, and inside the data, now I want to load valves on 05. So valves on 05 dot geo JSON. Okay, and okay, let's close that. And there are other thing that we need to pass some parameters to this function. Need to define some default JavaScript methods here. So let's go to the docs, and here in the other layers is the GeoJSON. That how we can load the GeoJSON. Okay, it's taking a couple of seconds. This is GeoJSON. So GeoJSON represents a GeoJSON object or an array of GeoJSON objects, allows you to parse GeoJSON data and display it on the web map. Okay, so this is how you can load that. And l.geojson, you see l.geojson. And here there are options, point to layer. That in order to create a GeoJSON layer, you need to define l.geojson. It is a GeoJSON layer, and optionally accepts an object in GeoJSON format to display on the map. And these are the options that you can pass as parameters to this function. The first option is point to layer. This is a function. It's important to remember that this is a function. The point to layer is a function. And in the description, it is saying that the function defining how GeoJSON points spawn leaflet layers. It is internally called when the data is loaded, and passing the GeoJSON point feature, and it's lat long. So this point to layer is only for point features. Okay, and it takes the lat long properties of the points to display marker on the map. And there are other two options that will be needed. The style option, and here it's saying that a function defining the path options. So the path means it can be either the line or multi-line or multi-polygon or polygon. GeoJSON lines and polygons. So for lines and polygons, we need to call the style, but not point to layer. Point to layer is only for the point. And again, on each feature, a function that will be called counts for each created feature. Okay. So it can be used to show pop-ups or tooltips. We'll discuss what is pop-up and tooltip and the difference between that. But you need to remember that point to layer is only for the point features, and style and on each feature are for line and polygon. Okay, so let's do that. And all of these three are functions. Function type is the function. So let's see that how we can pass the options here. So here you need to give a comma, and you need to give the options as an object. So I'll write exactly at is point to layer. Okay, point to layer, and as I say, this is a function. It will accept a function, and I will give a function name here. I'll call it style valves. Okay, and I will add that to my map, directly to my map. And now if I try to load it, it will give me an error. Let's try to load that. XAMPP is not running, so I need to restart my XAMPP. Starting the Apache server. Okay, let's localhost patch 3, password map, this on. And if I open the console panel, there will be an error that style valves is not defined. So I have referred to a function, but I have not written the function. So let's write this function. For the time being, I'll do nothing in the function. but just some console log to see that whether our data loading is working or not. And in the later portion, we'll do something in the we'll do the styling inside this function, and let's see that what this function takes as an parameter. So it takes the GeoJSON object, GeoJSON point, and the lat long. So we'll pass the function two parameters. Okay. So let's pass the function two parameters. One is will be the JSON, and another will be the lat long. Okay. And after that, we'll just copy this chunk of code, return l.marker, and do nothing to see whether our map is working or not. Okay. And sorry, set that. And now let's try to load it again. Okay. So now we have something on our map. It is just simple markers. And in the next lecture, we will see that how we can make this marker look beautiful. So see you in the next lecture.